Greetings and salutations. We're back to looking at, it's the spooky season. So, we're back to look at, the second film that we're going to be looking at for this month, meaning the second film we're looking at is Hellraiser. And this film was directed by Clive Barker, based on his 1986 novel, The Hellbound Heart. What was the plot of this film? Well, the film's plot concerns a mythical puzzle box that summons the Cenobites, a group of extra-dimensional sadomasochist beings who cannot differentiate between pain and pleasure, but in which, a relative of the main character, in this case, Frank Cotton, he ends up, being torn apart by the puzzle box, and then he says, I'm back, bitches! After, the dad has an accident at home. And, well, basically, it's been a while since I've seen this film. Basically, I didn't realize it, but the mom is kind of a crazy lady in the fact that, yes, if anyone actually saw, hey, my lover, who was my husband's brother, is back from the dead, and now he is basically just, veins and, skeleton.
What was that?
I think I left a window open upstairs. I'll go see.
Notes and all that. And every time someone gets killed, he comes back. And I'm just thinking, she had to be just very happy. But at the same time, I don't know, man. Julia, she is just crazy. And the fact that, she's willing to do so much, she's okay, here you go, guy. Okay, let's have some fun. And then Frank goes, hello, but at the same time, I like how Clive Barker directed this film. I think the film has a lot of atmosphere. The production value of the film is still pretty good. It's really good. The effects of it are top notch. Whether it's the creepy monster thing that looks like it's crawling on arms and legs, that has head coming out like that. That is pretty cool. And this was also be the first introduction to audiences of Lee's Cenobite, played by Doug Bradley. At this time, he wasn't called Pinhead yet.
Perhaps we prefer you. I want to hear him confess himself. Then maybe. But if you cheat us, we'll tear your soul apart.
Crazy thing is, I bet you didn't notice, but the actor who plays Frank and also Skinless Frank are played by two different, actors. When he's human Frank, he's played by Frank Cotton. But when he is, Skinless Frank, and then Frank the Monster, is Oliver Smith. And then, as the film goes on, basically, he starts to get more skin, and then Christy is, talking to a guy and all that, trying to live her life to the fullest. But I did like the way Pinhead and his friends are all introduced. It is great. It looks awesome. And then again, Doug Bradley, he still had a great voice. Just the way he says, we will when he says the iconic line of But I also like how at the end of the film, when it gets revealed, like say, hey, Frank has taken over the body of her father. And yeah, it looks pretty good.
We've got to get out of here!
Oh, stay with us. We can all be happy here. Come to Daddy.
Oh my God.
Come to Daddy.
And I kind of like how, as the film end, basically, like, ever so often in the film, there's this hobo-looking man who is always following them, who is always looking from a distance, but he is actually the keeper of the box. So that is honestly pretty cool, like, you know, this man who's following them everywhere, but he ends up coming and going, say, hi. And then he ends up taking the box. And yeah, that final kill for Frank, in which he is, gets ripped apart, pretty great.
Jesus wept.
This, like, Hellraiser, as a film, it started a whole franchise. Some of them, like, the films didn't start out as Hellraiser films, but ended up getting written in as Hellraiser films. Like, one of them even had Henry Cavill in it. But, yeah, this first one, still pretty great even today. But, that's just how I feel about it. I think it's still worth coming back to watch.
It's probably a rat. I told you. Nothing to be afraid of.
But, have you seen Hellraiser? But, I mean, yeah, it's really good. I think, like, as the end of the film, though, I feel like there could have been, like, say, one final jump scare. But then again, like, say, the idea of, like, say, someone trying to buy the puzzle box at the end, okay, that is scary because, it's a never-ending cycle. So that works better, But, overall, great film to come back to for the spooky season. Or in general, anytime. See you next time.